Gabby, the queer comic, is a breaker of men. She's a fucking nutcracker.
It's like a bee sting. They die afterwards.
Yeah, and I'm going extinct. There's not many of me left.
It's really important to know how to break men mentally and physically.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Oh, how do I do it?
Yes.
I mean, through so many ways. Mind games, but mostly my mind games are just being really flat out and like assertive to the point where I'm like, what I've said is now very off-putting, and actually I'm the one with red flags.
Oh.
You know? So mind games that are just not games?
No, not at all.
Oh, you don't do tic-tac-toe? That's my favorite mind game.
No, my favorite mind game is to approach them every single time you go, gun. Just keep doing it over and over again.
For those listening, that was her dapping them up, which I've thought about doing.
Yes,
I've thought about going to a lesbian bar and just dapping up the nearest dyke I see.
wait, you know that's what Jinx did to me when I first met them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jinx Monsoon, drag queen, was on
Jinx.
the show.
Oh, okay, yes.
And when I first met them last summer, opens the door and then literally like, boom, bro hug.
Wow. So slay.
And it threw me so off guard. Because there was I was like, oh. I was just like,
How's it feel to be a straight man in America?
Well, can I tell you, it's confusing. It gets confusing sometimes because you think you're going to get one greeting, and then you get another one.
Lucas, are you straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Gabby, how does it feel to be a minority?
Straight podcast.
I don't know if I'm going to be as energetic about it.
That's right. She's not going to come on here and chant straight power with you.
All right,
You
so
know,
Julia's on, and this is the Straight Pride.
The Straight Pride podcast.
This is the Straight Pride. Yes,
Welcome
that's the name of the episode. Straight Pride with Julia Zhen.
Welcome to the pod.
And I brought that upon myself. Ultimately, I brought that upon myself.
How does it feel to have played yourself?
Really good, actually. It's a choice to be straight, and I've chosen that.
You've chosen it. It's a
yes.
beautiful choice you've made.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It actually sounds hard.
Well, so what I always tell all of our
tell us
all of our queer friends in Bushwick and Brooklyn, right?
But also the people straight who are under your wing.
Oh yes. Well, guys, it's really important to be straight among all of your queer friends because you're ground zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You make everyone else gayer. I make everyone else gayer. If I were gay, then what's the line? Like what's the baseline? we don't have what is neutral zero. We don't have middle C. We don't have concert B flat. I'm gonna keep going.
Concert B flat.
Yeah.
That's what bands use to like.
That's a description of my butt.
Thinker. That was a thinker.
This podcast is over.
It was fun.
That was we had a nice time.
No. Let's give a proper intro.
Okay.
Okay. In The Art of Killing It, which this will be coming out, I believe, next week. So you have one more weekend to go see this. If you're in New York City, go see the show. We have a fantastic comedian, actor, improviser. You know her. You love her. Julia Zhen.
Julia Zhen, multi-hyphenate heterosexual.
Yeah, there aren't many of us, so I take that very proudly.
That is true. A woman with your tattoos, a straight woman.
Wow.
How does it feel?
Do you feel like you're baiting?
Constantly. No. Well, I mean, it is I do make people very confused. Like when Jessie is the one that ultimately has to be like, she's straight, babes. She's straight. People are always like, huh. Like there's a little bit of a confusion behind their eyes.
Yeah.
And ultimately a little bit of disappointment.
Yeah.
And I accept that.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it you feel like throws people off? Aggression?
About
Yourself and about your vibe and what you give off.
Oh.
What is it you feel like confuses people?
That makes them think that I'm queer rather than straight.
Indeed, yes.
Well, I mean, the tattoos, for sure. I also roll deeply in a crowd of mostly queer
homos,
people.
yeah.
Wait, whoa. They're queer? What?
Can you believe it?
Yeah. Lucas, I'm queer. He's freaking the fuck out.
He's scared. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a mental breakdown now.
He died.
And then me and Gabby just continue on being like, straight people, they can't handle it. Am I right?
And then I wake up, I panic again, I pass out again. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that mostly just like, the people that I hang out with, the tattoos for sure. I have a wonderful collection of cargo pants. I'll say that.
Ooh, well, they are useful.
Okay.
They are useful.
They're coming back.
They are coming back.
I see them out and about so much more.
Yeah.
Cargo pants, cargo shorts, both of the genders.
Do you think that's going to be seen on camera that I spilled Red Bull on myself?
No, that was beautiful. That was gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah. Do it again.
We'll blur it.
Okay, yeah.
Like when a reality star gets like naked, there's like a blur.
Or if it's like product placement that they haven't like done the deal for.
Yeah, we'll blur just like half of your face with Red Bull on it.
Nondescript energy drink falls down.
Yeah. I think those are the main things though. I mean, like, and also I'm not super forthcoming about like as a single person, like about dating and stuff like that, unless I'm like among my close best friends, and then I'm always talking about fucking and sucking, obviously.
Obviously. So what is your type for sucking and fucking then?
Interesting question. One thing I think that is a huge indicator that I am a straight woman is I pretty much will always like swipe left on like men on their profile that say they're shorter than like 5'10".
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a bad person.
You need them tall. You need them tall.
Yeah.
What is the shortest you have dated?
I mean, like dated as in like hooked up with, or like dated.
I guess the lowest you've stooped.
The lowest you've stooped in any kind of, even just making out with at a party even.
Well, I want to be perfectly clear, like with apps specifically, where that information is very much known, that we take it for face value, right? That person is the height they say they are.
Yes.
I will always swipe left if it's under 5'10". But if your vibe is right in person and they're like, my height or whatever, like that's fine. Like I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm a bad person, but not that bad,
Yeah.
So you've never gone shorter than you?
Definitely not.
Okay.
But also like I'm like slightly below average, I feel like, for like women's height. I'm like barely 5'4".
Oh, are you?
Wait,
you
what
have
is
tall energy?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Really do.
I wouldn't have guessed 5'4". I would have guessed 5 foot. Anyway. No.
And I accept that as well.
She's 2 feet tall. Have you noticed
I'm
that?
just a little baby.
You're a gnome.
She's an infant.
You're just a gnome.
It's crazy everyone's speculating on her sexuality.
Yeah,
She's
and you're
literally
wet from
an
the womb
infant.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A goo goo gaga.
Gaga.
Okay, that's the kind of weird now.
Yeah.
We're talking about dating, and now I'm like, I'm a
it's
minor.
weird that you started that.
It's weird you did that.
Can I ask, if you are out, do you ever like flirt with someone you don't know just like at a bar? Like, what do you have moves?
I mean, I don't flirt with strangers. The only situation where I would be flirting with someone that I don't know, like from the beginning of that night, is like, but basically what I'm saying is I'll only flirt with people that like are friends of friends. You know what I mean? Like I would never approach a stranger.
Some vibe check has to be passed.
Exactly, for sure. In terms of like any kind of like public interactions.
Yeah.
And I don't really have any moves. Most of it is a lot of eye contact and standing maybe just a little too closely, and then a lot of agreeing, a lot of yes-anding, really. Improv at my core. Yeah.
It's improv. Dating is improv.
Yeah. Oh, because also people like it when they're talking about their thing. You're like, oh my God, yeah. Yeah. They love that.
And when you do improv, you're constantly fucking.
So true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Improv is just sex.
You joke, but all the improv classes are like...
I never joke.
Okay, good.
I've never joked once in my life.
All the improv classes are just rife with sexual tension.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Although it was really funny, like one time I was at the BCC Doghouse, I was like waiting, I think, to like go into a studio space to like rehearse something. And like one of the instructors had come out that I knew like personally. And then they were like, yep, teaching level 4, all boys.
Oh.
And I was like,
so she's in heaven.
Yes. And for me too. No.
Yeah.
No.
Guys rule.
Guys rule.
Guys are awesome.
Actually, I take it back given how the temperature was set about this being a straight pride podcast. So I'm going to take that back. I'm going to recant that.
You're catching up quick, kiddo. Yeah.
You straighties. A friend of mine was telling me today that she wants to take an improv class because she thinks the teacher's really hot. And I think there's a certain thing about male improv teachers that attracts a certain kind of straight woman.
I actually don't think I've ever had a straight male improv instructor.
Wow.
I also haven't taken a ton of like improv and like courses though.
Okay.
Yeah, all my experiences from performance.
You're a self-made woman.
I'm self-made.
I was about to
Billionaire mindset.
Yeah, you're
I
kind
was-
of born this way.
I was about to say something so mean. I haven't had any straight male improv teachers. Oh, you're ugly. They just don't let you know. That was so.
Wow. Wow.
And I would have
Oh.
actually staunchly denied that because I do think I am pretty.
You're gorgeous.
You're gonna get a lot of thirst when
Oh,
this
yeah.
comes out.
Oh
I
no,
really
you're gonna
believe
get
it.
you're gonna lot.
But now
You're
that
gonna
we
get a lot in the
just
comments.
now that I've said it out loud though, people are gonna be like,
Yeah, that's our fan base. They're
girl
really
that-
about negging.
a girl that knows that she's pretty. Yeah, whatever.
Do you have any memory of like the craziest or like the most memorable thing someone has done trying to flirt with you? Some of you are just like, Jesus Christ.
If I'm being completely honest, no, and maybe this is like a crazy thing to say, but I do think in most situations I am the one that is initiating and flirting, and very rarely is it like initiated to me. Not that it hasn't happened before, but like I would say the vast majority of the time it's me like making the moves. And also sometimes I would say more often than not, it's like, or more often it's not reciprocated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know. I don't
Gotcha.
recall any.
How do you work up the courage? Because that's a very courageous thing. I think for regardless of gender, it's just really courageous to be
Look
the one
at her,
trying to-
Lucas. Look at
Yeah, of
her.
course.
Well,
If I
If
looked
I
like
look-
that,
yeah.
I would be going up to plants and flirting with them.
I do want to say something though, is like I've been talking a lot about this in therapy and also with like just, you know, people our age and stuff. I don't really feel like I've like come into myself as like who I am as a person, like not only mentally, but physically, whatever, until probably this year. Mostly because I did not get a Dyson Airwrap until less than 2 years ago.
Oh.
And so I always.
What are those again?
It's a $600 blow dryer that comes with different like attachments.
Oh, yes.
And so I figured out how to give myself a blowout in like 15 minutes.
Your hair looks
basically.
amazing.
Thank you.
Your hair looks gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I am like always doing that. And I also like, I bleach my hair. I have my eyebrows tattooed on my face, semi-permanently. And I also like got my teeth fixed with Invisalign. Like this was all happened in the past like couple of years. So I truly do think I came from the ugly kid to like awkward kid figuring it out. I really don't think I like really blossomed maybe until
Were
the
you an
last few
awkward kid?
years. For sure.
How so?
In elementary school for many years I had a dead tooth. This front one. That made me weird. I also
What did it look like? Was it like black?
Fully
like
black.
a black?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kids did
Sorry,
not like that.
African American.
So I was
Okay,
really
I just-
awkward kid.
Okay, so okay, I don't think that it's talked about enough in how many spaces I am the blackest person there. Like, and that's such a weird responsibility to thrust on someone with blue eyes. This is really weird for me.
It's because we just had Assad on. He was saying crazy shit the entire time.
Wait, there's something. Wait, I'm sorry for interrupting. I want to get back to your dead tooth in a sec. Oh yeah, okay. I did a comedy festival in the past couple weeks where I do a bit that's online. You can see it where I joke about like my mom calling me the N-word. It's made up, but it's like it's a bit I stand by. And someone involved with one of those festivals came up to me at an after party and said, "Hey, N-word." She was white. Did not say the N-word, but said, "Hey, N-word" to me.
Oh,
And-
she didn't even say the word?
No. She said, "Hey, N-word." And like she was trying, it took me like 30 seconds to realize, oh, she was making a reference to a bit.
Of all the things that you also could like said on stage in your set, for that to be the thing that she references to is crazy. And also like, I don't know, people, and this is not to give her like benefit of the doubt or anything, but just people in general, strangers, when they word vomit sometimes, just trying to make small talk or like make conversation.
Which
some of
I
the shit
understand.
they say
I
is
can, on a
crazy.
human level, I can
Yes,
understand that.
Absolutely. But yeah, that is just.
I'm still hung up on if she said the actual N-word or if she said, hey, comma, N-word.
The latter. It wasn't the actual. She did not say the word.
I feel like, I mean, they're both bad.
You're like,
yeah.
I wish she said it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, clearly she wanted to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could tell.
You know,
Yeah.
like.
I could tell that she said it.
Yeah. Oh god.
In the past,
Also, the implication there that she is.
She
your
had to
mom,
bump it.
That she's your mom. Oh my god.
What a clear image. I know exactly who this person is now.
She was being like, I'm your mommy.
Well,
Like,
then I
that's
would have
what
been
that
hard. Well, then I would have been hard, and it would have been great.
That
It would
would've
have
been
been. Yeah. Then we wouldn't have an argument. We would be together and in love.
So you had a dead tooth.
Yes.
I had a dead tooth. But wait, sorry. One last thing I want to
Yes.
say about like people word vomiting. One of
Yes.
my favorite things that people will say to me, like again, like someone I'm just meeting for the first time, making conversation, whatever, is when, especially happening in the summertime a lot, they see my arm and they're like, oh wow, and they're like, did you just get those? And like I don't know if you can see it, but it's very clearly like a patchwork, like a sleeve, half
okay.
sleeve, right? So it's like. No, it's kind of something you accumulate over many years.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why do you think someone says like, "Oh, is that recent?"
I think they just panic because
they panic.
as soon as they say it, and then I'm like, no, and I'm like, it's something you kind of accumulate over many years, and then they're like, they like you could see it in their face that while I'm responding, that they realize how dumb of a question it was.
Okay.
But also it also does come a lot from people who don't have any tattoos. So then the next like talking point ends up being like, oh, I could never decide, and I'm like, brother. I barely decided. I just went, okay, and I don't have it. I have a pigeon thinking about a pretzel on the back of my arm. Like, do you think this was a conscious choice? Like, no. I just kind of pointed at a sheet being like, okay.
Yeah.
My mom found out about the Yankees tramp stamp this weekend.
Give me the lowdown. What happened?
We were in an IKEA arguing. As you do when you're in an IKEA. Of course.
Okay, sketch comedy premise.
Yes,
I
that's what you do.
I love how the universe built with so few words.
Yeah.
You can see it so clearly now, right?
Go on.
So we're in this IKEA arguing, and I'm trying to lift up something from the self-service section, and I'm wearing like biker shorts, and she notices, and she goes, "That's cute." And she's talking about the tattoo. I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's." She goes, "Is it real?" I was like, "Yeah, it's real." She goes, "Great, no more."
Oh my god! Do you need a hug?
No, but what I love about it is the implication that it's like, for her, that tattoo's fine, but it's got to be the last one.
Wow.
But what I want is
That was her going, okay, you're pushing it, but we're okay.
the thing is, it will not be the last one.
No.
But it will. What's interesting is like, I started with this tasteful one, the cast iron, and then my mom said, "That's got to be the last one." So I think every time I get one, she's
get
just,
like blackout eyes, you get horns, so many piercings, you become one of those guys.
I get horns.
Who's like, I'm a snake.
Can you get tattoos that extend from your head?
No, they get like implants and they
Yeah.
like point out, they get like horns and stuff.
As a Jewish woman, that's really what I want to do, is
Yeah,
get
exactly.
horn
Oh yeah, you just have to
tattoos.
wait. And I can say that.
Do you mean wait till I'm in hell or wait till they grow in? Because they're
Till they
both bad.
Till they grow in. That's what I.
So you're an awkward kid.
Yep, I had a dead tooth.
Can you tell we all three have ADHD here? I can tell.
I don't think I do.
Well, maybe
You're
not.
you are a put together person.
I'm on Wellbutrin.
Mm.
Oh, love her.
Yeah.
Love
The
her
Butte?
work.
Yep.
The Butte. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Butte. Yeah.
How long you been on the Butte?
Again, one of those things that has happened to me within the last 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so. I started taking it during COVID lockdown, I think.
It would have gotten rid of the dead tooth. if you'd been
And
taking
you
it.
know what? Yeah, it would have.
Or made you feel comfortable with?
True.
When
Oh.
did? Yeah, no, sorry. Go on,
I was just gonna say, like, also, like, I was just a kid that, like, so technically Chinese is my first language, although I'm dog shit at it now. I mean, like, I'm definitely still better than maybe the average, like, American-born Chinese kid. Like, I can converse with my grandparents, like, conversationally fine. But, like, anything, like, I would struggle to, like, watch a newscast, for example.
Interesting.
But anyway, that also was something that I feel like I kind of dealt with, like, culturally, just being like, I'm a Chinese kid in America. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And also I have a dead tooth.
So what did that end up meaning to you, like, now that you've reflected on it?
There was a lot of, like, self-hatred for a long time. I didn't like being Asian for a long time. I don't think I, like, really fully accepted it, like, became, like, more, like, now it's like, I'm brown to be Chinese, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, like, I don't think I really grew to, like, accept my own, like, cultural, like, heritage or, like, uniqueness probably until college, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Was there any catalyst or point of change that really, like, allowed you to change
the
your
last
perspective?
like few years of high school, I became really good friends with some of my, like, Asian friends that I'm still friends with, like, today. And then also when I got to college, I joined a college improv team, and we were definitely a very eclectic group of people with all sorts of varieties of our identities and, like, all sorts of stuff. And so, like, seeing how, like, you know, like, my friends in that group were so, like, proudly, like, loving themselves for all of the things that are deemed as different. I was like, me as a very impressionable freshman in college was like, wait, yeah, I can do that too, actually.
Well, that's the best.
I know. And it is very, like, cutesy. Yeah, it's so weird being earnest.
Yeah, you should stop. No, I'm kidding.
No, but
I love this. Yeah, not so straight anymore, are we? I do love that because I feel like when you make friends with the people who you genuinely love and connect with, you do kind of soak up that energy of, like, this is how I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when people are being very confident in themselves, it makes you want to do the same.
100%. And I definitely, like, I could pinpoint definitely, like, my freshman year of college and, like, joining the improv team and, like, seeing that among these people that I really admired, especially that were older as well, that I was like, I'm going to do that now and I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do any sort of performance stuff before joining the improv team in college?
I did high school improv.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I
Okay.
also
early.
Yeah.
That's brave.
It was super random. I, like, didn't really consciously think about doing it. Like, I was, like, doing plays and stuff, like, starting in, like, middle school and, like, into high school. And then it was, like, I think, like, my sophomore or junior year of high school, I was, like, trying to get a ride home from my friend, and then she was like, oh, I'm staying after school to, like, audition for the improv team, like, I'll drive you home after. And she's like, you should audition too. And I was like, okay, yeah, fuck it, whatever. And I knew everybody in the theater department, like, I was doing the plays and, like, taking theater classes, so I, like, did it, and then I got in, and then I was like, okay, cool, like, maybe I'm not, like, dog shit at this. And then and obviously, like, when you're doing high school improv, it's all short form and it's all bad. But funny enough, the theater director at my high school at the time that was leading the like, the improv team, she also is an alum of University of Maryland and also was in the college improv team, and also was doing, like, professional improv, like, in Baltimore at the time. And so, like, she, like, definitely just by having this space to, like, do improv in high school, like, definitely that became, like, a catalyst for me, and then, like, really liked it a lot. And then I joined the all county improv team.
Yeah,
All county?
All county. So the same way there's all county soccer, all county basketball, there is all county improv in Howard County, Maryland.
Let's fucking
nice.
go.
There's, like, 13 or 12 high schools, and it's 2 kids from each high school. And we would, like, meet up once a week. And
Like
we had,
senators from each state?
Yeah, exactly. Precisely that. Precisely that.
Did you feel like you had to represent your school a little bit? I'm being genuine.
I know you are, and that's what makes it so funny. She's going there, she's like, I better not fuck it up.
Gotta do right by Howard.
Demographically, I certainly did, because, like, my high school was one of the ones that was, like, notoriously mostly Asian. It was, like, 32% Asian, like, population at the time. So I was, like, one of the few Asian kids, like, in the all county improv team. But I did that for 2 years, I think. And then I was like, actually, I'm gonna say that I'm good at this now. Fucking 18 years old. And then And then I did the college improv stuff.
I mean, you are good at it. Dare I say?
Hey, thanks.
Improv is hard, dude.
Yeah, it is really hard. Yeah.
Improv is like I feel like
I've been thinking about signing up for a class because I need to brush up the skills. I remember. I had so much fun in the improv classes that I have taken.
Yeah.
But I am not naturally, or I'm not sure if it's nature or nurture, but like it's very difficult for me to like let loose and actually feel comfortable.
Well, also, I feel like it's especially more difficult for stand-ups.
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. I'm glad I have an improv background because it does help with stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you like think quicker on your feet, like with crowd work and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I was doing improv, I felt like all I wanted was to control the scene, which is what you do on stage doing stand-up. And I do wish I had a little bit more of the ability to let the scene just, it's not even about like I fear where someone else will take it. It's just I fear things going in a direction I can't control or don't understand, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Or like running out of ideas.
Yeah. It's it's a crazy beast to have, and also like to do it with people that you trust as well, like makes a huge difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had experiences with like people that you didn't know that well or didn't trust doing improv, and it just like, did it go well? Did it tank? Like, what is the recipe for good improv?
Oh, well, I mean, like anytime, like if I do an audition for something and they're like, oh yeah, there's an improv portion of the audition. I'm like, okay, well, fuck me. Like doing improv with strangers like sucks because you don't know them. You don't know what their thing is. You don't know whether like they're a selfish player going for the laughs because it's an audition, or if they're going to be like a team player to be like, I'm going to showcase that I have good instincts as a team player. And if that means playing like the straight man in the scene so that the fish out of water can shine, then it's like, but then that sucks too, because then it's like, okay, well then I didn't get laughs. So that auditions, I think, is when it's the toughest. But I mean, like I've done like, I did a mashup team like a couple weeks ago. Like it was actually after I did the Sam and Tony show, and I stuck around at Caveat, and we opened up for Go Dummy, like Shosh like put together like a mashup team, and it was like some like people that I've done improv with before, but then also some people I haven't, but I knew them as comics that I loved and like, you know, love being around and playing with in general. And like, but yeah, most of the people in that group I had not done improv with before, and we just fucked around and had a good time. And that's strictly, I think, just coming from like us having such a like wonderful community, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so wonderful.
So that was great.
That's really fun too. Like I feel like even just outside of the arts, when a group, it's just not guaranteed that when a big group gets together, everyone will gel.
Yeah.
But occasionally it happens, and you're like, how did the universe put this together?
Oh my God.
You do feel a little bit powerful. You feel just like, oh my God, the universe is working in my favor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hasn't happened to me. Yeah.
It hasn't happened to you?
Nope.
No one. Well, you were just at a festival. Weren't you having fun with the homies?
I was having fun with the homies. I was having a good time.
I saw pictures of you hiking.
I did. I went hiking with Tony Sykowski, Hayden Arrington, Sasha Von D. Hayden's girlfriend was there. She's a delight. It was, we had an amazing time.
Wow.
I had a really good time hanging out
in North Carolina?
In North Carolina, yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Oh, we had such a good time. There was one time we saw this billboard going past. It was about diabetes blindness.
What is diabetes blind?
It's the thing. It's like blindness caused by diabetes.
Okay, well,
I thought it was I don't see diabetic people.
I only see race.
I only see race.
I know. I keep
Shout
quoting.
out to Mia Faith Hammond.
Keep quoting Mia's joke because it's so good. I'm so sorry, Mia Faith Hammond. Follow Mia Faith Hammond. No, but I riffed and I said, oh please, Mr. Blindness was my father. Call me diabetes. I got them to laugh, and I was really happy with that.
That's so fun.
No, we had an amazing time. We went hiking. We went on this place called Sliding Rock, which is like a natural water slide in near Asheville, North Carolina. I felt really stupid. And shout out to Tony Sykowski because he was very kind to me. When we were planning on going out for the day, we were talking a lot about our hike that we were doing first. And even though in the back of my mind, I knew that we were going to go to Sliding Rock afterwards, I was so obsessed with like getting everything together for the hike, I forgot to bring my swimming trunks. And Tony Sikowski very kindly let me borrow his like gym shorts that I was able to use at Sliding Rock. He was a kind person, and then I washed them afterwards because I felt very guilty. but he's a kind soul.
Good guy.
I love the idea that if you didn't feel guilty, you wouldn't have washed them. You would have just let them sit in nature.
No,
let the hawks descend upon them. Fuck Tony. He doesn't need to wear shorts.
Yeah. He's a big boy. He can get some new ones.
You ever go hiking?
No.
No? You don't fuck with fresh air?
No, not at all. I hesitate saying that so much because I feel like I came from a place that has like so many crunchy granola people that grow up to be like very crunchy granola. And like, I don't dislike hiking at all. Like, I love a little tree moment and the cliff moment, you know, and like a whoa, this is crazy. I love taking edibles and going to the forest. Like I'm a normal person. But like it's never like my choice. It's always like I'm going to Shenandoah Valley for my friend's birthday and they're planning a hike and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna mentally prepare myself to hike. Or if I go visit like my friend that lives in Seattle, like I know all they do is like hike and outdoor activities, in which case it's like I'm not gonna be like a pain. Like I fully accept like that this is the norm here and I'm gonna acclimate to that. And I very happily will do so, but never will it be my idea to be like, guys, should we go on a hike? Never.
I am the exact same way.
Yeah.
I would never think to go on a hike myself.
Yeah.
Someone will always have to suggest it to me.
Yes.
And then I'll be there and I'll be like, this is really fun.
Yeah.
We should do this more often.
Absolutely. Like I have a great time.
It never occurs to me to organize a hiking event either.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it when I go, but it never occurs to me.
Okay, we organize a hike. It's all Brooklyn comics. We call it the Hunger Games.
This is original.
Yeah. It starts in a big cornucopia. Is that what it's called?
Cornucopia is like the woven thing that you put like fruit in on like the table for Thanksgiving.
What do they call it in the Hunger Games when they're all about to fight each other?
Oh, that is also a cornucopia. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I'd gotten it wrong.
No, you are right. You are
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And everyone starts there, and then there's a big pile of weapons in the middle. And it's literally just the actual Hunger Games, and everyone just kills each other. What do you think?
That's a great way to free up spots.
Absolutely. If there are too many shows, if there are too many mics, if there are just too many comics, fuck it, full send. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we don't need like a plague.
Yeah. Was COVID-19 started to get comics out of the way? Fuck them.
Ultimately, she did nothing.
Yeah. All the we all just get
COVID
it.
is a laughing but a psyop.
If anything, COVID made people think that they could be a comedian because everyone became so online in a sickening way.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It was so bad for my mental health.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
Just being online and looking at like, I think there's something that like people now monetize rage that you have from like being online. Like, there's like TikTok creators where their whole thing is just like, I'm going to take this weird thing that happened on a show or like in a podcast or whatever. And just, they're like,
anything specific on your mind?
Well, we know what this is really about, but it's like, they're like, this is what's wrong with this. Because during COVID, like I'd be scrolling and be like, yeah, this is really fucked up. This is really fucked up. And I would drive myself crazy doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
doom scrolling.
Yes, exactly. And it's
Do you want to share with Julia what you were
saying? Yeah. Lucas and I almost this woman tried to cancel us because we had Romy Rosner on the podcast who found out Lucas was black halfway through and was like, wait, you're black and Jewish? You should be hotter. Which is hilarious.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And then this girl like made a video that was like, yikes. So I'm black and Jewish, like the guy in the video, and then proceeded to just like explain the joke that Romy had made, which is like black people are fetishized and Jews are called ugly. It's like, yeah, that's the joke. You know, that's all true.
Yeah.
But I think that there's like
and she went to my college.
You're kidding.
Yeah, we went to the same college.
So she knew you personally?
No, we've never met.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But there's just like an economy for that now, and I think that started during COVID lockdown.
For sure. For sure.
Well, I feel like monetizing anger has been something that like has been done for a long time.
Fox News.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Or
for
just
sure.
or just like even on a grander scale, the idea of like, you know, like pitting like poor people against each other using race. That is what like the upper classes have like done in this country for such a long time.
Definitely.
It's just a tactic.
Yeah,
it's not a recent thing.
Yeah, it's not a recent thing, and I think it's just more accessible with TikTok. Like TikTok has made any aspect of media that can be consumed into a short form that can be like, and it's more accessible because you can go the rate at which you can like digest it is so much faster. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I mean, the aspect of like, I mean, Jenna Marbles was pretty much a YouTuber who was just a hater and like would do like dumb shit on YouTube. And me as a teenager, I was like, this girl's funny.
I liked her too.
I liked her a lot when I was a kid.
I saw her recent stuff. It's very chill.
Oh, really?
Her
Good for
recent
her.
stuff. She's literally just
She
living
married
her.
now?
I think she's married now, and she just has like she has a bunch of dogs.
Aww.
She sets up like little trains for them where they all sit.
Marbles dead? That was like the first dog that she had.
Oh, I don't
Mark's
know.
Probably dead.
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably.
Mark's probably with Airbud.
But she's literally just doing like really wholesome vlogs.
Slay.
And it's like, this is nice.
Good for her.
This is nice. Do you want one, by the way?
I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
like
go
a
for
shortbread cookie.
Yeah.
Do you have like a TikTok wormhole? Like a part of TikTok that's just like, this is my thing.
We talked about this a little bit on my radio show a while ago.
Yeah.
A lot of cleaning content, I remember, organizational items and
a lot
stuff.
of cleaning talk. Actually, not as of recently, but there was a period of time I was a lot on cleaning TikTok. A lot of like just cute toddlers. There's this one toddler that I watch on TikTok that is like inherently problematic because her dad's a cop. But the videos,
amazing intro.
the videos, she's literally a year old, and the videos are like her mom.
B stands for back the blue.
It's like of her mom that like takes them of her, and it's just her pretty much just like going about her day and like whatever, and like the mom dubs it over in that like SpongeBob sounding voice of like, hey TikTok, here's all the things that I did today to like piss off my mom, and it's like the toddler like throwing a tantrum or like going to get passport photos taken, and she's like being really annoying about it, but she had 2 lollipops and then she got like candy in her hair and like whatever. The way the mom narrates it, because it's in the SpongeBob voice, like makes it funnier, and also she's cursing a lot, which cursing is funny. But like I don't follow the page because I'm like, her dad's a cop. I can't do that.
That's hilarious.
But so I let the algorithm push it to me, and ultimately the algorithm.
You're gonna love cops in a year. This is a
You're getting pilled.
push.
You're getting blue pilled.
It's offset by a little Japanese baby boy who loves bananas, and all the clips are in Japanese, and that I follow, and I will actively be like, children are so pure.
He loves bananas.
He loves them. Yeah. Every time, like his parents will do a thing where it's like they're just capturing him on video, just kind of like, you know, like vibing or whatever, and then the parent just like kind of holds out a banana, and he turns around and he goes, banana, and like he'll say something in Japanese. It's like banana achita or something like that. I don't know, but I think it means like there's a banana. And then he proceeds to like eat the banana, and it's really cute. And he's like, this shit slaps. Well, I'm imagining in his brain, his like, this shit slaps.
That's what he talks like a rapper in his brain.
Yo, this banana goes fucking hard,
this goes
dude.
hard, dude.
Yeah.
What's
I'm
up?
fucking up this banana.
This
big
banana
time.
is based.
I used to watch a lot of when I had TikTok, I deleted it because I was just like, this is sucking up all my time because I was like addicted to it.
Yeah.
And I was watching a lot of Twilight theory content
That's hilarious.
because people haven't let it go. And
One of my kidneys
I've
just
not
died
let it-
when she said that.
Which one?
Lefty.
I never liked her.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a whore. Anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Did you like
Do you like
Twilight?
my left kidney?
Did you like Lucas's left?
I like your left kidney, and I'm sad that she's gone.
It's all right.
I fully just avoided the entire Twilight thing when I was in middle school.
Straight pride. Straight pride.
If I'm being honest, it's because I've never really liked like fantasy stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I for that same reason I like haven't watched Game of Thrones. Like
I also have not watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah, yeah, it's really weird. For some reason, anytime there's like vampires, zombies, dragons involved, I'm just like, I'm good. Yeah.
To call Twilight fantasy is such a stretch.
So fair, so
you
fair.
did kind of lump a lot of groups together in like an uncle way.
So true. No, and I get that. And I 100% have
you
seen
and
clips.
the LMNOP group. Like,
I mean, like,
When it comes to fantasy, there's just too many letters.
I've seen enough clips of it online that I'm like, I should really just watch it because it's so campy and like culturally relevant. And maybe one day I will, but I'll probably get high and watch it and be like, fuck yeah, I did that. But one thing I will say just like about the TikTok thing is I was saying this to Lukas that I'm not addicted to TikTok. I've been on it for a long time. And for some reason, I've just never been addicted to it the way I am addicted to Instagram.
That's
Yeah.
a flex.
Which
I'm
is
also
crazy.
addicted to Instagram.
Because so many people are like, I'm on TikTok all the time. And
I kind of understand that though, because like I
Yeah.
think like Instagram we are on more just in the comedy community.
Yeah.
Just like it just naturally, I think a lot more people are on Instagram than
For
they are on
sure.
TikTok. And it's slightly better of a hub, maybe.
Yeah. And also I need to make sure that every single person that I think is hot is also looking at my Instagram stories. It's so important.
And they're looking?
Sometimes.
Hell yeah, they
Here's
are.
here's an intimate question. What is
Ooh.
your explore?
On Instagram, I think it's like mostly baby animals. Like monkeys and like there are select people that I'm always sending like cute alligators and monkeys and stuff like that. Matt Albino being one of them. We love Matt Albino.
We love that.
Bless up.
Yeah. And who famously is ex-girlfriend. I love her.
I've never heard her last name said.
I think that's the way it's pronounced. I actually am thinking about it. That might be the first time I've said it out loud.
Let's go through every possible pronunciation right now.
It's spelled.
Let's dox her.
Oh. Can we take that out?
Yes.
Yeah.
So baby alligators.
Yeah, baby
Mm.
monkeys, baby alligators, baby pigs, baby ducks,
Oh.
puppies, obviously.
Oh, do you fuck with like the videos of like puppies interacting with babies? That's a great interaction.
I don't
great
get a ton of
intersection.
those. I mostly get a lot of like animals interacting with each other. Like I love like when like a duck and like a dog are friends.
Oh, like Unlikely Animal Friends.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
Like a Charlotte's Web, if you will.
Oh, lore.
Huh.
Call me Charlotte the way I be up in this web.
What the what?
Okay.
Impin? Wait, impin?
Should we
this
clap?
web?
No, up in this web.
Oh, up in this web.
What did you think I said? That your kidney really is gone.
Yeah. That is actually a thing that my dad used to say. Anytime he like made a joke, he would be like, "You see, kidneys." He like, he always.
That's funny.
On some freak shit.
I love that.
Yeah, you channeled him.
Unlikely Animal Friends is a great show.
Mhm.
But I watched with my ex during COVID. I think I've told this story on the pod before, but there's an episode that's a human and a horse are friends, and you wouldn't think that that's an unlikely friendship because that happens a lot. But the thing is, this horse is the human's service animal.
Whoa.
It's a service pony, and the horse rides the bus with the person to work every single day. And they interview the bus driver. And you can tell the bus driver is just absolutely beleaguered by all of this. And he doesn't really know what to say.
How is that logistically possible? Is there a trailer?
It's like a pony. It's like a small but like no, there's no trainer. It's just raw dogging. Or should I say raw horsing around.
Rawhide?
Straight pride.
Straight pride. That okay, how would I'm imagining the horse would be very uncomfortable having to like duck and like not move while in the bus.
I agree.
Wait, how big of a horse is
It's
it?
like a pony. It's like a small horse.
It's not that big.
It's not a huge horse. But my favorite part, they interview this bus driver, and he's just absolutely done with he's just so deadpan. And the clip they get from him is he just goes, I don't know. I think it's great to have a horse on the bus.
That's such a me answer.
Yeah.
That's so I would just be like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You know that man just needs a paycheck.
Yeah.
So badly.
Yeah.
He's just a guy doing a job.
Yeah, he really is.
Oh my god.
Aren't we all?
This is where we need unions to come and to be a little bit stronger. You should be paid more for driving a pony around.
That's true.
It's not
That's
just
so
it's not just
true.
by the hour. You're dealing with a horse.
The Teamsters have to do something about this.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah, this is what the writer's strike is for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Imagine this is like SAG, WJA, and then just one bus driver being like, I have to drive a pony.
Oh my god.
Oh, AI can't drive your pony around.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
I've been asking ChatGPT for emotional advice.
How's that been going?
Honestly, very good.
Okay.
More than anything, it's just been like, hey, you can relax. You're not weird for having that worry. It's nice. Yeah.
What kind of worries?
Oh, just like, is it okay to not expect a text back, or should I be expecting? It's like, yeah.
I hate that.
I know.
We try it right now.
Oh, seriously, you can. ChatGPT is actually very good.
Do you have any worries right now?
Ooh.
Just in general?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What's going on?
I have a UCB audition tomorrow, which I am a little worried
Oh,
about.
shit. What for?
For their new characters welcome, Betty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they're literally auditioning like thousands of people. So like, I'm
Wow.
trying to be realistic with myself, but also, an audition's an audition.
I have a new Facebook friend suggestion. Sam Schaefer.
Oh my god, they're listening.
She's listening.
They're listening.
Oh my god.
I mean, the same worries as everyone else, right? Is do people like me?
Yeah. We should so let's ask ChatGPT.
Yes.
Do people like Julia Zhen?
Um
I can do it right now.
wait,
Oh my
is
god.
it, do people like Julia Zen, or should we be like from Julia's perspective, like specifically worrying about what
Okay, imagine I'm Julia Zen.
Are you spelling my last name correctly?
Yes,
Okay, good.
I got it.
Slay.
Don't worry, with a Q. Don't worry. Do people like me?
Wow.
As a friendly helper, I don't have the ability to make generalizations about people's feelings towards you, specifically Julia,
So that's a no.
because I don't have personal interactions or experiences. However, I can tell you that being liked by others often depends on personal conduct, kindness, understanding, and respect towards others. If you embody these characteristics, it's likely that you are well liked by others.
She hates you. That's the kind of answer if a human gave. I'd be like, she hates me.
If someone said something like that to me that was that diplomatic,
Say a slur instead.
I literally,
yeah.
I would just be like, you should have just shot me in the head with a gun.
Yeah.
Done.
Imagine do people like me? Well, being liked is there's a lot of variables to it.
Yeah.
So subjective.
What is being liked?
I'd be like, oh, fuck off.
ChatGPT is like the new Magic 8-Ball, I feel like.
It totally is.
Yes.
I think it's, but I think the Magic 8-Ball was a little bit better.
Yeah, it
Outlook
was.
not good. Way more clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Way more clear.
Do you have
Fair enough.
anything specific you want to ask the GPT?
Gibbet?
The Gibbet.
You're really putting me on the spot here.
Mm.
Yeah, usually it's more of a yes and, but today it's a yes and you.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, you could ask it if I'm gonna have a bad time when I go to China in September.
Ooh, you're going to China in September.
Yeah.
Imagine I'm Julia Zen.
for reference, I am Chinese.
I am Chinese.
I am a Chinese American improviser.
Girl improviser.
A girl improviser.
Female
improviser.
Improviser.
No, an improviser female.
Yes.
Improviser
Comma,
female. I love my friends. I just want to give it as much context about you
Absolutely.
as
That's good.
possible.
Yeah.
I love my friends, and I'm fun.
And this one baby on Instagram that loves bananas.
Yes.
Love that
absolutely.
dude.
I love watching babies on TikTok and Instagram. Anyway, am I going to have a fun time? Who are you visiting in China?
My family, which is
Yeah.
why it's like, no matter
Ooh.
how extravagant the adventure
Yeah.
or the journey, if you're still visiting family, you're visiting
Yeah.
family. You know?
Do you have friends in China who you may also see as well?
Absolutely not.
No, it's just family.
Just family.
family, okay.
Yeah.
Just family.
Yeah.
So let's say my extended family in China,
Yeah, like my grandparents and pretty
Uh,
much anyone else that's not my immediate family for sure.
including my grandparents.
Yeah.
All right. I'm typing it in. It sounds like you have Okay, this is nicer. It sounds like you have a vibrant and fun-loving personality, Julia. Visiting your extended family in China, including your grandparents, could be a wonderful experience. You'll likely have a great this is presumptuous. You'll likely have a great time reconnecting with your roots.
Okay, racist. What do you mean we're connecting with my roots?
Sharing laughter and creating memorable moments with your loved ones. Just be yourself and embrace the adventure. The problem with ChatGPT is it always sounds condescending,
Yeah.
even when it's being nice.
For sure. None of that's true. I'm gonna have to inherently hide multiple aspects of myself. Most notably, like I'm gonna try to wear long sleeves and pants the whole time because if they see how many tattoos I have, I will never hear the end of it. And immediately, like off the bat, it's gonna be comments about like, oh my god, you look this way. You look this way. You were this shape before, and now you're this shape.
no.
And like, oh, what are you eating? You're not eating enough. What that kind of thing.
Tattoos coming into play? Are they going to be talked about?
I'm gonna try to avoid it as much as possible to
Right.
like keep it covered up and just like leave that entirely out as like a talking point. But like I'm there for 2 whole weeks, so like
That's a hefty
in New
trip.
York times that's a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
It's
New
a
York
year.
years, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Is it going to be like warm there? Or?
it's gonna be like mid-September. My dad was saying that it's still gonna be pretty warm. My mom is saying that it'll be maybe a little bit cooler. I might be able to get away with like short sleeve t-shirts that maybe like go down to here and like cargo pants, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah. When was the last time you were there?
2019.
2019. Okay.
I've gone back very often, so I'm very familiar with it all. And it ultimately is still city. So it's like, you know, I'm used to that kind of landscape, but it just kind of sucks because like fully in the opposite time zone. So I can't really talk to my friends that much. And like, I don't have my streaming services, which famously HBO,
Oh.
Netflix, Hulu, that is like essentially my 3rd dose of Wellbutrin. Like that is
Yeah.
like a coping mechanism.
And you can't
Um,
use Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram is banned. So if I
Oh,
want to use
man.
Instagram or any of the social media, I would need
You need a guy.
VPN,
Yeah.
a guy,
You
a
need a
VPN.
guy. Yeah.
But VPNs you have to like pay for. So then I'm almost like, maybe it's better if I just kind of go dark off Instagram for 2 weeks because mentally that's probably good for me. And also like I would feel worse if I knew about what I'm missing out on. You know what I mean? Like when I was literally in Italy for a week, like having the time of my life, like never been to Italy before, in the most gorgeous place I've ever been to in Lake Como, like admiring my view from the Airbnb that is literally on like a mountain that oversees like Lake Como. And I was like, this is beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. And I'm like looking through Instagram stories and my friends are at a wet improv show in someone's backyard in Bed-Stuy. And I was like, wish I was there right now. But which isn't true.
Why
but
was
it's
the
like,
improv show wet?
Because I was there.
Ah, get it.
straight podcast.
Yes.
Straight bread.
bread.
Straight bread. But it was like I think Not Like Other Girls was like hosting like just like a little like backyard like
Gotcha.
peak June, July, like kind of like
Yeah.
you know extravaganza.
I want to. Are you able to like go out on? Because you said which city are you going to be in?
I'll be in Beijing for the first like 5 days, 6 days, and then I go to Shanghai, and
Oh.
then I'm there. Shanghai is way better than Beijing,
Okay.
by the way. If you're,
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Are you able to take like just some day trips on your own to just go see some sites, do some stuff on your own?
So I'll be with my mom. So she and I, so inherently I'll have more liberties because I'm with her. But when I went alone in 2019, it was really tough because like growing up, I would always go with family and it was me always as a kid and I always needed a chaperone. And so like once even like after I had graduated college, I was like, 22 and like trying to just like do shit on my own. They pretty much wouldn't let me because they'd be like, you don't know shit about being here. And they would be like, you're going to get murdered or robbed or blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's crazy. I literally lived in Europe on my own for like 4 months, lived in Chicago on my own for like 3 months and like currently like live in a city, like, you know what I mean? Just shit like that. And yeah, so I was very much like imprisoned in my grandparents' home. Or also if I did manage to like slip away and like go out like with my aunt or something, like it would be like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And my like 95-year-old grandmother would be like, if you don't come home right now, if you don't, if you don't come home right now,
Yeah.
just, you know, like, and it's like, I don't want to increase the heart rate of a 95-year-old woman. I don't want that blood on my hands.
Sure don't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm getting stressed out thinking about it.
Yeah,
Jesus,
no, exactly. And
that's a
she
lot.
will not hesitate to threaten that. And this is the healthiest woman ever. Like, she has all of her teeth. She has a full head of hair.
No dead teeth.
Yeah,
None.
and she like she's a little cane, but she can walk for miles. Like, this is a woman that is going to live forever.
What's her
Wow.
secret?
Being Chinese?
I should try it.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
should try
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
It's
all the
I've
rage.
heard of it, but it's hard
Yeah.
to.
It is like such an asshole thing, but people are like, "Oh my god, your skin is so good," and I'm like, "It's mostly genetics." Like,
Yeah.
obviously, it's like I can buy all the products I want, but like most of the time, it's just genetics.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't relate. Anyway,
You have beautiful genetics.
no.
Lucas.
My skin is terrible, dude.
It
Terrible.
looks great today.
Oh, thank you. No, but I'm so acne prone.
You do
It's
have
terrible.
small ears.
I do have.
We weren't even talking about ears, Gabby.
But I've noticed
She
them
had
on
to
his
say
head.
it. That's
I've
been
never
pent up
thought
in her
that
for a
until
long
recently.
time.
I've never thought that my ears were small until recently.
They look
and
proportionate.
and no, they're not.
All
That's
the better
thing.
to not listen to women with.
Yeah. Oh, thank fucking God.
Straight
I don't have
podcast.
to listen to those things blabber.
Okay, too far. I'm already the minority. We're two women.
Notice I said things. That was intentional.
Yeah.
I know what you said.
As a straight woman, I like just being not a person.
Yeah.
I'm a guy's girl.
You're a
Hey.
guy's girl. Oh my God, you're not like other girls. You're a guy.
Uh-huh.
That'd be I just thought of a fucked up thought. The most insane pick me being a trans man, the way he'd announce it is he'd be like, I'm not like other girls. I'm a man.
I'm not like other girls because I'm a guy. And that's it. And then I just walk off.
You
That's how
know,
I should introduce myself.
I've been saying it's like sometimes people be like, Gabby's a guy's girl. It's like, what happened to just being butch? Is that allowed? Can we do that? Is that okay?
The people who are saying that, though, simply do not have the language to know to say butch.
And say
Whatever
that.
happened to just being like, hey, I'm not into drama?
I am into drama though. I love me some drama. I love me some gossip.
You love yourself a
But
little
I
bit of
also
drama.
love crafting.
Something that I have noticed, like with dating currently,
Mm.
is that green flags that I look out for are men who like mostly hang out with women.
Yes.
Because like inherently they just seem like better people. Yeah. I firmly believe this. I may recant this later, but right now I firmly believe that.
When women get canceled.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll
Ultimately,
recant it.
every other day when we do
Yeah.
get canceled.
Yeah.
I realized recently that I haven't hung out with mainly guys in a very long time.
Okay, girls guy.
Yes. But I saw Transformers Rise of the Beasts with Nico Catano and Alex Taubin, and it was one of the best nights of my life.
Fuck yeah.
It was so special. And then I got together with them and Geo Yankee to see The Flash, and it was even better. I was like, I forgot how nice it is to just hang out with some nice autistic boys. They're great. They're so good to hang out with. I felt seen. It was my
I do
I
love
felt
hanging
great.
out with autistic boys. They call me, I'm not a guy's girl, I'm an autistic guy's girl.
You're a Lego piece.
It's beautiful. I do think it's interesting because I meet a lot of men who like hate hanging out around other men because men will say things to them that are so like disgusting about
Yeah,
people.
For sure.
And they'll just have to sit there and be like, I have to pretend to be okay with this. And it's the kind of stuff like people wouldn't say around us. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Like something that I've heard like one of my guy friends say is like, he's like, I don't want to have to apologize for my friends. Like that, what a shitty situation to be in. You know what I mean? Which is like
Yeah.
so fair. And most of the time, the apologists, the male apologists are always excusing behavior of like their friends because they're like, that's my boy. He would never. It's like, well, he just did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He literally just
exactly.
did.
I had a moment like that last week where I was getting breakfast with some comedians, all guys,
Uh-huh.
and we had like a nice enough time, but just like it was just the way they were talking about like women on Instagram. They were talking about this comic and they were like, oh, the one with huge tits, and they were like, yeah, the one with huge tits, and it was just so immediate. And like I started like looking around to see like is anyone looking this way? I immediately got so embarrassed. It was like a very, very icky. But I was like invited there. I'm like, this is new city, new
I wish they
environment.
wouldn't talk about me that way.
Yeah.
That's so inappropriate because that would only be the second thing I say about a woman. The first thing being that her brain is beautiful.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And smooth.
And smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine
I
is
like
very
when a
smooth.
woman's tits are in her brain.
Yes.
Tits. So that tits up here. Hey, my tits are up here.
Up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
They're
tits
actually
are-
in here.
Yeah.
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 The real tits, friends we made along the way.
There it is.
I think before
what
we
I
go to
think.
listener submissions, are there
Yeah.
any other like green flags you look for?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, and men,
It's a short list.
right?
Yeah.
Isn't it? They're all such wild cards.
Yeah. Just has a female friend.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been opening on Hinge with "Are you a fun person?" which is kind of a really crazy question.
I love that question.
How would you
no.
respond if you were posed
I'd
that
be like,
question?
fuck yeah, I'm fun.
Exactly. And then
I would fall in love immediately with whoever sent me that.
yeah, I'd
What-
be saying
yeah.
that.
I would just say no.
Yeah, someone did say that, and I just didn't respond. I was like, okay, well, you give me my answer, so that's fine. And then one time, some guy was like, it just asked me a question back and was like, "Are you fun? Are you spontaneous?" And I was like, I literally asked you a question and you did not answer it, so I hate you now. You just proved to me that you don't listen to me. So
That's like those improv
Mm.
exercises where you have to respond to a question with a question to show like that you shouldn't ask questions in an improv scene.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hinge is
I'm-
like improv.
I can't do that questions game. I'm just like, oh, I should answer. I'm too genuine. I'm
So
Yeah.
just like, oh, I should answer. This
You're a
person's
good-
asking me a
you're
question.
good egg.
so
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all to say. I really only have one green flag on the checklist, but I have multiple red flags. on
What are the red
checklist.
flags?
Oh, I mean the classic ones is like, does he ask questions?
Mm.
Like, just does he like sports? Which is it can be interpreted in many ways. There are some good guys that like sports, and there are some bad guys that like sports. What other red flags?
Esports?
Huh? Esports? Honestly, if they're in like fantasy leagues and stuff like that, that I err more on the side of that's a bit of a red flag.
Okay.
I
okay.
am in a
Red flag.
fantasy baseball league. I hope you know. It's a very wholesome time. It's me and like it's me, my friend Mark, my friend Joseph, my friend Zach. And then the rest of the league is all in their 40s. And they're all dads.
And are they your friends too?
We're well, the other guys I've met, but they're like virtual friends. One
Wow.
of them, the league commissioner, Alberto.
Is this doing anything for you?
I'm learning so much.
I actually don't think Alberto's a dad, but he is in his 40s because he told me that he's a bi king.
Okay.
I kind of love
Okay.
that's why I'm kind of his de facto assistant commissioner, and he and I run the damn league like the Marines.
I love that.
Two bi
Assistant
legends running the league.
That's so slay. Love that.
Oh, together you make one straight person.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, two bis make one straight. Yeah.
One
Oh.
straight and one gay.
Yes.
Oh, I was never good at math because bisexuals aren't.
Yeah.
Mm.
Neither are comedians, actually. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say one more thing about people who like sports,
Uh-huh.
which is I've been thinking a lot about the trope of like the woman who pretends to like sports for a man and the man is like dismissive of it, but it's
Uh-huh.
like, God forbid somebody takes interest in a thing you like.
No, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You're
then,
an empath.
Yeah. And say that. Yeah.
But then I
Mhm.
was thinking about this one time. I had a roommate. I lived with this guy, and he started like seeing one of my old coworkers, and I knew her very well. She was like a wild party girl. Like she one time had me dress up as a like a bride to be, so we faked a bachelorette party at a bar to get like free drinks.
Wow.
And then this guy tells me, "Oh, I'm dating, this old coworker of ours, and she's also really into meditation." And I had this thought where I was like, "You fucking dumbass. No, she's not. This is a girl pretending to be into sports for woke guys. Like,
Yeah.
she's that girl who cleaned mud off my shoes at 3 a.m. is into meditation. No, the fuck she isn't. She wants to fuck you. Open your eyes.
I would say that. I'll be like, what?
Yeah. Men are so stupid.
Yeah.
I could if
Kidneys.
I'm fucking
Tits.
You could tell a guy anything. Oh yeah, I'm also really into planting rhubarbs or whatever. Like if that's what they like.
That's how you get in with me. That's how you flirt with me. Like I'll be like, you want to plant rhubarb? She's like, not really. Oh my God,
no, that's so fair. Women do but I admire that entirely. I would never do it. I would never lie like that because I'm so earnest to a fault sometimes on dates, especially.
I've lied. I've taken an interest in stuff I wasn't interested in to try to get something going. Yeah.
Like what?
Poetry.
Whoa. I would never.
Yeah, that was. There's only so much effort in the world. There's. Yeah.
Brutal.
That's a. Oh, that would be like, I would be really like taking a lot out of myself to pretend like I like poetry.
Oh yeah, no. I'm really good at ignoring what my body tells me though. It's all good.
The idea that your body was having a visceral reaction.
Oh, it was. Oh, it was.
Being like, I can't even read this Mary Oliver poem. I'm in so much pain.
Yeah.
My kidney was under a lot of stress before it died. All right. It's been through a lot. Okay.
It's been through a lot.
Yeah. It's been the sacrificial lamb many a day. But yeah, shall we get into our listener submission?
Okay. So today we have one listener submission from someone who, it's a long one.
Okay.
But the idea was that we generally give pretty good advice.
Okay.
I don't know that that's true. So I think they want our advice.
Okay.
It's going to be a rough
I'm
day with
famously
this.
great at giving advice.
Yeah.
You are?
Yes. I am a friend that often, I am a friend that often gets brought in as a mediator.
Interesting.
You do have a good neutral, like, sort of a sobering quality for a fraught situation. I would turn to
fraud situation.
Yes.
Should I be in the IRS or something?
For a second, I thought you said in the IDF.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Should we just name all the other 3-letter acronyms that are bad things? IRA.
What are Sam Schaefer's initials? I'm so kidding. We were talking about your name earlier. We can cut this out as well. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Sam.
No, this one's not getting cut out.
No.
Sean's taken. I love this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah,
read
I can take it away. We can take turns as
Okay.
well. All right. No. Okay. Here we go. First bit. Hello there. I've been listening to the podcast for a year, but I've never had something to submit until now. I figure that your advice is pretty good, and I really need to know what to do. Anyways, I have been part of a rock band with some friends for almost 2 years now. Our lead guitarist sort of acts as a sort of leader, and almost every time we practice, it is over at their house. Usually I would be fine with this, except her mother is really hard to deal with. She's one of those people who will just talk for hours at a time, and that usually wouldn't be a problem for me. The real problem is that she has been very insecure about herself since high school. She is in her late 50s. Whew. And has a lot of trauma from her never being good enough for anyone, especially her mother. This has led to her being very insecure with her doing anything that could upset anyone, to the point that she will literally break into tears over the slightest hint that you are annoyed with her. She also wasn't able to have as many kids as she wanted, which has made me and my other friend her sort of surrogate kids. While that doesn't sound like a bad thing, it is, because she literally knows everything about our lives. Whew. Okay. First off, you're writing this very clearly, and I want to give you points for that. You're a very clear writer.
Because that is not always the case.
No.
It's not always the case. You are very good at this, and I want to commend you. But wow, you're a very perceptive person. You're very mature.
Absolutely.
And seeing all of this, and
it's very nuanced.
Ooh, do you want second page?
I came out as
Yeah.
transgender, male to female, to my friends last spring, and she, the mom, immediately wanted to help me out by getting me bags upon bags of women's clothing that weren't even close to fitting me. She literally knows about every single small detail of my transition. I had an endocrinologist appointment that I hadn't talked to anyone about, and she wished me good luck on the day of my appointment. She will also tell us that she loves us and will hug us all the time. I also need to mention that her texts are insanely long, and she texts me and my friend at least 3 times a week. A typical message from her will have have over 1,500 characters in it, and she expects us to answer back within a day, or else she will think we are really mad at her and tell her daughter, the leader friend, to ask us if we are mad at her. She's also put some serious trauma onto her daughter because the mother acts in the same manipulative way with her. Not only that, but her dad is insanely controlling, and we are 100% sure he has an undiagnosed form of high-functioning autism that he will not get checked on. This puts my friend in the position of having to walk on eggshells with her parents, and she is constantly worried that something will break or upset either of them. She keeps on ignoring this behavior and dismissing it by saying that her parents are just OCD and Italian.
Strike 3.
That's so real.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Her closest Italian relative is her third great grandfather. Oh, so she's not even that Italian. She's just being like, oh, my parents are just Italian, but they're barely Italian.
Oh, that's the
yes,
I get it.
So she's a fraud.
Smell that out from a mile away.
Yeah, I can tell there's no pasta smell. Me and my other friend feel really uncomfortable with the mother
No tomato sauce stains on the shirt.
acting like we are her children. So we told her this in a text message, and she sent a text about how she would literally change herself and never talk to us again so we would be happy. She keeps on asking what she should do to make us happy, and I have no clue how to go forward with this or respond to her. How the fuck am I supposed to respond to this?
Holy shit. Okay.
It's go on.
No, I was just gonna say, first of all, what a batshit situation to be in. Like, that is crazy. And also the fact that it's like not your own parents, it's like your very good friend's parents, which, like, you know, for a lot of people, like, that is like your pseudo family, you know what I mean? So it's like, but it's just way more complicated because you're not blood related, in which case it's like, you know, obviously everyone's family situations are different, but like in mine, for example, like I would pretty much forgive any kind of behavior because I'm like, we are blood related. Like, I have to. But I mean, in a situation like this, I feel like at this point, for everyone's sanity, it needs to be like a sit down and just be like, hey, these are my boundaries. Like, I love you and care about you deeply, but, you know, and it can be vague too. It can be like, I have these other things going on about me that, like, maybe you aren't familiar with or don't know about, and I'm not comfortable talking about it right now, but, you know, like, just essentially making it very clear that it's like, hey, it might take me a while to respond to your texts, or like, you know, hey, sometimes I'm really, really busy and I can't always like be there, you know what I mean? And like, that sounds really shitty to say, but also it's like, ultimately a lot of this stuff, a lot of like people intruding and like overstaying their welcome, I think is a better way to put it, is because like the boundaries are not known or explicit. But in normal situations, it's like, I shouldn't have to be explicit because most, you know, not to say this woman is abnormal, but she does sound abnormal, but like most normal people, like, have an instinct of like when that boundary is. So like, clearly she doesn't have any clue. It's so very delicate though. And like, I wouldn't take any kind of action in terms of like talking to the mother, like privately or one-off, without first going to the friend to be like, is this okay? You know?
It's also, I'm wondering, like, from this mom's point of view, she's probably thinking, oh my God, one of my daughter's friends is trans. I don't know anything about this submitter's parents, but maybe she's like, oh my God, this is my chance to be the parent she can't. What's the gender of the person submitting?
I'm not sure. I guess they.
Okay, like, this mom is like, oh my God, maybe their parents are not as accepting, and she's like, I can be the parent that this person needs.
Yeah.
And so, in that sense, almost they're sort of like, because like, obviously like trans people is nothing new, but like it is sort of the way it's talked about is a new phenomenon.
For
and
sure.
So she's like, sort of doesn't know what the boundaries are and is sort of just trying to do
absolutely.
That's probably how she's rationalizing.
For
is
sure.
What I'm thinking.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, and definitely just like, again, overcompensating because she's probably like very insecure, as this person said. But yeah, Also in the short term, maybe you guys can find somewhere else to practice that might help a little bit. Some physical distance might help as well.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And obviously that's a tough thing to do because usually that means shelling out money for like a rehearsal space. But even if it's like short term, just to kind of get the waters to settle a little bit before making like further movement,
I'm thinking of like church basements, like where improv groups literally like practice.
No, literally, yeah.
Then again, it's a rock. I'm like wondering like how much
The
noise can you make?
equipment,
It's difficult.
It's really
There's
difficult.
a lot going into this.
There are like dedicated band rehearsal spaces. Even if you're not in a city, you have to drive out for it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think what you said about setting boundaries is really smart because I think a lot about how like children often feel responsible for their parents. Because I think I felt that way a little bit growing
I
up.
definitely feel that,
Yeah, where like if you like hurt your parents' feelings, it's just the end of the world. But you can set a boundary in a way that isn't aggressive.
No.
Like you can sit someone down and say, you text me 3 times a week. I don't text anyone 3 times a week. I don't like to text very much.
Yeah.
I love you, so I would like to text exactly this much.
Yeah.
And part of it is just being like, hey, don't feel bad. Like, this is something I'm doing in service of our relationship. Like if I didn't love you, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you.
For sure.
Because if you didn't love this woman on some level and like see her as like a wacky second mom, like you wouldn't even care about this situation.
Exactly.
You would just ghost the fuck out of her.
Exactly.
It's also the person submitting, I think, really sees like this mom's motives and understands how much, like however perverted it is, there is so much love there.
For sure.
And like knows that this person has the best of intentions, but they need like some help guiding it in the healthiest way.
I think this is a really beautiful submission because like I think it really speaks to the heart of like people just don't always act perfectly. Like people are difficult. But people want to love each other. And it's just like finding a way ultimately for this woman to give you the enormous amount of love she wants to give you without completely overwhelming you in terms of like donating clothes. Sometimes my mom will give me clothes I don't want and don't need because it makes her feel like a better mother, and I don't want them, and I've asked her to stop multiple times. At some point, if you can't set the boundary, like I just donate the clothes.
For sure.
Nope, no one's the wiser.
That's my mom with chocolate. I keep telling her I don't need any more chocolate on my birthday. She always gets me a chocolate orange.
Well, she can give that to me. She wants,
Look.
I will have one.
Go for it. Please go for it. They're very nice.
The boundary setting thing has been something that like I've been trying to be more like conscious of because like so there's this therapist that I follow on Instagram. Her name is like, I think it's Nedra Tawwab. I've actually never said her name out loud before because I just follow her on Instagram, but it's like NEDRATAWAB, I think, maybe 2 W's. But she is wonderful and like always is like doing these like small talks or like infographics about like how to set boundaries and like, if you see that somebody is reacting a certain way after you've been very clear about your boundaries. And like, obviously it's like, she's saying this in a way where it's like, don't be an asshole about like saying your boundaries. Like you were saying, like there is a way to do it with like care and like sensitivity, but like, and also making your intentions known too. Right. It's like, if it's truly like, I'm doing this for the sake of the relationship and I care deeply about you and I'm doing this because I think it will genuinely make our relationship better, and the person still is not receptive to that, then ultimately the fault is on that person and nothing you can do is going to make them feel better until they work on themselves. And that sucks. And you can do everything in your power to like try and get that person the help that they need. But ultimately, it's like if people are not willing to go to therapy or like reflect or anything like that, then I feel bad saying it that it's a lost cause, but it's like you're an adult and you have your own liberties and I can't tell you what to do or force you to do anything.
Yeah, a couple things. One, like you're gonna have a conversation probably with this woman, and do not have in your idea what success looks like with this working out. You definitely don't do that. Keep it in mind, like you are going to say what you need to say. You're going to say it confidently and you're going to say it kindly. And then whatever response you get is that's on her. And that what you will have done, that's your success, is that you got the words out, because just even having that confrontation it's not easy.
And also this might be like my type A personality coming out. And this is also a very common like therapy, like tactic or thing, which is like to write a letter to the person. Because, and writing, you don't have to send it obviously, but it's like you get all the things out that you want to say. And also I've found it helps too, to prepare yourself for an in-person conversation, because then after you have all of this letter like written out, you know which parts you actually want to say and which parts are actually like, actually these things are my problem and not theirs. You know what I mean? So
that's so smart. I try to do that in my life. Anytime I have something that needs to be, just writing it out ahead of time, just to like air everything out, so it's not in the moment that I'm first saying those words.
Exactly.
Writing a letter to someone, it's the coolest. I did this workshop once where I had to write a letter to someone I'd had a challenging relationship with, and then I had to write a different letter that was from that person to me in response to the letter.
Whoa.
That's cool.
And that was really interesting because it helps you get into the mind of someone whose motives you like. I find often like when I get in a fight with someone, it's because I genuinely don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it probably comes off pretty dismissive because I'm like, I don't get your motives at all here.
Yeah.
Like you're being irrational.
Yeah.
Which is not the thing you should say to people.
Yeah.
But
and that's tough. And I was going to say too, like there might be some benefit in trying to anticipate how she might react and then like being prepared with responses there. But also at the same time, like, I don't know, like a lot of like these conflicts with other people too, and she probably feels this way a lot, which is that she is unwilling to accept the fact that she does not have control over other people, which is why she freaks out all the time. And I think most people who are able to like get through conflicts with friends is because they accept the differences and accept the fact that they can't control other people's reactions, emotions, what they say, how they feel. And
that reminds me of a quote from comedian Brian Simpson, who's hilarious. And you can find like a half hour on Netflix. Anyway, he once said on a podcast, he said, what is the distance I have to create for me to still be able to love you? And I was like, that is just like as a way to view relationships, that there are some people you can like see every day, you love them, but sometimes there are people that you can only see them twice a year in order for you to be able to tolerate them. But you still love both people. It's just certain people that you can have in your life closer. And I was like, that is it's so evolved.
I was talking about that with some of my home friends, that like a lot of my home friends are people that I don't see for like months at a time, maybe even years. And I see them like once a year and we can just pick up right where we left off, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And I love that. But then there are some friends who think they can do that with me, but they can't really. And like,
name them.
Well,
first and last name, address, mother's maiden name,
social security number.
No, but like, and it's weird, right? Because like you don't want to make them feel bad, but also it's like it's just knowing like who those people are in your life, you know, and sometimes the distance isn't even like you want to create that distance. It's just by nature of like how our lives are, you know.
Yeah.
And that leads us nicely into, we have 2 more segments. One of them comes out on Patreon, which is in our future, and that's the one we'll do last. And then one of them is the segment that we ask. It's a question we ask everyone, which is, it's called Self-Perception Corner.
Cool.
We ask our guests how they feel they're perceived by other people. So how do you feel you're perceived by others? Maybe like people in your family, your friends, in the community, and then we'll say how we actually perceive you.
In terms of how I'm perceived by my family, I know my brother thinks I'm so fucking funny.
I love that.
But that's because he's like about to be 30 and he's like a doctor and like has like a normal life and he's like crunchy granola. Love you, Kevin. He knows this about himself.
Does he like hikes?
Oh, he lives in San Diego and like is always doing outdoor shit. Like if he can hike, he'll hike. If he can like, I don't fucking know, sword fishing. No, spear fishing. Do you know what the thing? I don't know what he does.
It's probably a thing. I don't know.
I don't know what he does. He's outside a lot, and that's good for him. But whenever we do like catch up at home or on the phone, like I'm always like cracking jokes, and he's always laughing at them, and that feels good.
That's nice.
My parents, I think, put a lot of trust in me in terms of being almost like a cultural gauge for them. I find that I'm often the one informing them of certain things that go on in the world. My dad is the one that's always being like, no, actually. And I'm like, you don't know anything, but that's okay. But my mom is like she's very perceptive and will often like talk to me about certain things. So I think they trust me as like I think they do think I'm like an intelligent person and like competent and like very caring as well. In terms of like among friends, I mean, like I did say previously that I am often I have been tasked as like a mediator among like conflicts with friends. I think for that reason, I think people do see me as somebody that is like emotionally intelligent and just overall like patient and like a good listener. I mean, but like also just among friends, just like casually and socially, like I think, you know, but also in our community too, like we're always cracking jokes with each other and just like goofing around. So I do think I'm a goofy, silly girl. But then the one thing I will say to the last part of this whole thing is when I did the only roast I ever did, which was against Maxim Allen.
Oh, you crushed
remember
that.
this. I
Thank
remember
you.
this. Yeah.
I also do think I crushed that. Thank you, Maxim, for recording it. But he like I was trying to prepare myself to like think of things that he would say about me as so that I could fit in a comeback before I would like go into my next joke about him. But then I was like looking at myself in the mirror being like, I don't think I look particularly like interesting in a way where comics can go on stage and be like, I look like a this and this, or I look like a someone's whatever, you know what I mean? And that was really challenging. And like, and then Maxim even said after the roast, he was like, Leah and I were trying to think of like things about you that we could like poke fun at. And like, I remember them just saying that it was like difficult. And I was like, that's very flattering. But then also at the time I was like dating like a skater comedian and he didn't make a single joke about that. And I'm like, you could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think sometimes I can maybe be perceived as like Enigma also almost sounds too complimentary, but like somebody that is like can be, I guess, a bit of a wild card because I do see that physically it is on. People are always really surprised that I have a lot of tattoos, and that's the thing I think that throws people for a loop sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we're just like, you're cool, and then we just move on?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I guess.
Yeah.
I think my first impression of you was you came to my old mic and you did that joke about the cop who grabs boobs thinking they'll say honk honk.
Yes.
And I remember just being like, that rules. I was like, this girl fucking rocks. And then I feel like maybe you were a little enigmatic to me, possibly because we just don't maybe cross paths that often in like the mics we go to.
Yeah.
But just like in the course of like this conversation, the times I have like interacted, like I feel like you're very hardworking, smart, but also like kind and not showy about it. Just kind of, you're like, I do my work, but I also love my friends. I love my life. Just very well-rounded, complete person. That's the
really
vibe I get.
nice. That's
I've-
really
And
nice.
when I saw Art of Killing It, I was like, she's really good. Like that was a really fun show. Also, the whole cast was sexy.
Yes.
It was crazy.
In a
All right,
crazy
keep it in
way.
your pants, Jesus Christ.
It was hard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's
Like a waterfall,
Chinook,
this
who we
one.
went to
Yeah.
college. I went to college with
I
him.
love him.
Yeah, he's fucking jacked.
I love
It was-
Chinook. Oh my god.
Yeah. But that was a fun
Yeah.
show to watch. And you you played like the hardest role, I think.
Yeah.
She was the detective. So she
Yeah.
comes in, just breaks down the whole case.
I got to go next week. That's my last chance to see it. I need to go.
Yeah.
I'm
It
gonna-
should be a good
yeah.
time.
I would say for you, you have very well supported confidence because like I've gotten to know you over the course of our now dead sketch group, and
R.I.P.
yeah, our rest in power. But yeah, you were always like, if we got to rehearsal early or on time,
On time, some might say.
you were always just like a very relaxing, very safe presence. I always felt, and like I've always been impressed by your ability to get stuff. You're very accomplished, and you're very trustworthy to work with. You're a very trustworthy person.
Thank you. I
never worry about how an experience is going to go if you're there.
That's very, very nice of you to say. That is two things that I often get told is that like I'm consistent, like I'm not flaky.
Oh yeah.
And like I mean also among like my best close friends who always say like I'm such a good friend to them, but also they're such a good friend to me. It's like we surround ourselves with people that we know will do that for us, and we obviously reciprocate that.
You're also very easy to talk to. Like I think you make people very comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a crush on me? Does anyone love me?
Flood the
Do you want to pursue
DMs.
me?
Flood the DMs. Where
Flood
can
the
people
DMs.
flood your DMs, and where can they find you?
At Julia Zhen on Instagram, JuliaZhen_.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And do you have any shows you want to plug? Art of Killing It,
Yes.
final weekend.
Yes. So by the time this comes out, I'll be in the final weekend of the Art of Killing It. There's tickets for that. If you go to my Instagram, my Linktree has that. But also there are the Art of Killing No G It on Instagram, and you can definitely find all that there. Sarah and I are doing our chat room show on September 27th at Easy Lover. It's free. That one's really fun because our whole gimmick is that we book people and then we force them to submit things that they posted on Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, whatever, when they were a teenager, and we make them talk about it and we project it onto a screen, and it's really fun.
That's
It's really
terrifying.
fun. Sereni and Sabrina Wu, last time we did the show, both had old YouTube clips they had made when they were in like middle school, and it is fucking awesome.
Oh no.
And it was so funny because like both of their videos, it had like a middle school, like because we're all the middle school age, you know, like white girl best friend, and I also had a white girl best friend, and I was like, the child of immigrants with the white girl best friend pipeline to comedian.
Where's the pilot?
Exactly. Where's the pilot?
Oh god.
Yeah. So
That's terrifying. I've gone on multiple purges where I like delete a lot of old Facebook posts. I've done that.
I did
Have
that.
you?
Yeah, I did that.
I did
Yeah.
that really, really hard in college. To the point where I was trying to pull stuff up about like myself, because Sarah Bergmark, love her to death, great person. She and I were trying to pull stuff up of our own to do our host bit, and I was like struggling to find stuff, but I figured it out. I found some.
You found the goods?
Oh yeah,
I'll have to
Yeah,
show
you
you
did.
3-minute baseball, which was
Oh my god. Oh, this is one of my favorite things.
It's my middle school attempt at a baseball news channel.
Oh my god, you really are a guy's girl, Gabby.
Yeah.
This is the other problem. People are like, "Oh, you like sport?" No one chooses to like baseball. It's the only sport I like. I don't even know why
You did choose to like
I
the
like
Yankees, though. You did choose that.
I did choose that. I chose that life.
Yeah.
What do I have going on? I got stuff. Follow me on the gram. If you've listened this far, you already follow me on the gram. This is non-comedy related, but in September, my best friend Juliet and I are going on a cruise. I am so excited.
Like cruise line.
It's Royal Caribbean.
Slay.
I'm
Beautiful.
so excited.
Love
We're gonna
that.
go to the Bahamas.
So-
We're gonna see Cats on like the musical on the cruise line. We're gonna be so high. She also signed it up as an engagement cruise for us, so we could get a free bottle of wine.
The
That's
schemes
beautiful.
that you and your friends put on to get free alcohol, I very much admire.
Oh my god.
Wait, also you should sign up for like the alcohol package, because then it's like a flat fee my family was super into cruises. I've been on like 6. But there's like a soda package and an alcohol package, but you pay a flat fee at the top. It's like probably like $100-something, but then you get like unlimited alcohol, like pretty much like the entire trip, like on the ship.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look into that.
Get
look into
faded,
that.
dude, every day.
Yeah.
Right now, it's that we have like it's like you pay for the alcohol by day or something.
Oh,
But we
okay.
might bring
Mm.
like I can't believe I'm admitting this on camera. We might bring like a Listerine bottle and just fill it with vodka. So that because we get like unlimited soda and lemonade.
Okay.
No, we're not just gonna
Oh,
drink
so
it
you
out
get
of
you get
Yes.
mixers, so you
We
just
get
bring like
mixers.
liquor.
That might be the beverage package I'm thinking of. My mom was always the one that arranged it, and so
Yeah.
the kids would get we didn't drink soda when we were kids, and so the treat we got was unlimited soda,
Yeah.
like during the
Mm.
cruises. And
Yeah.
stuff.
We might have a day where we dabble in. I mean, Juliet's
Yeah.
not that big of a drinker. We're probably gonna
okay.
do more edibles, but
Fuck
Mm.
yeah,
I'm very excited about that.
that's awesome.
Edibles on the ocean sounds amazing.
Oh yeah.
Or terrifying.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, I have a couple shows this weekend that will be not relevant for this. I have a roast battle against John Ajoda next week
Ow, ow.
that I'm excited for. I have some good stuff.
Slay.
I've been sending a lot to Gabby. Yeah.
They're incredible. The jokes
Nice.
are very good.
Good,
If I ever was given the opportunity to roast battle you, I would turn it down because I would be too scared. I'd be like,
That's a big compliment.
I don't
That's
know
very
what
nice.
Lukas is gonna say about me.
Can I
It's gonna
wait?
be
Can
clever.
can I tell you something?
Okay.
I once, because like I try to write jokes for just like random people I know. If anything pops into my mind, it was so I couldn't write a single thing for you. I have not been able to write.
What? I would say lots of things. I'd say that you dated a skater comedian. I'd say you were in the closet. I mean, it's not true, but it's a roast. I'd say it.
Yeah.
And I would think of other things. I get creative.
I may go like the absurdist angle, so or just like saying, so Julia loves killing children, or just like anything like that. Like just like one
Julia
thing.
loves killing children, and that's canon.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Just something like really, and this every single joke is a different angle to get there. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to the children who listen to this podcast?
R.I.P. The
Banana.
The children who listen to this podcast, listen to others.
I was asking Julia.
Keep going.
Banana Ajita. It's okay if you give in to peer pressure. Try not to. I'm bad at it, so I turned out okay.
That's
beautiful.
Very good. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you
to our audience. Thank you to Haley, our producer, who's not here right now, but is gonna edit this. And we've been doing Nosy Meerkats. See you next time.
See you next time.